Today, I'd like to discuss with you the frustrations of hearing loss. It sucks. It's frustrating. It's hard to explain to others who may not have hearing loss what it's like to actually be without your hearing, or be without certain tones, or have your hearing gradually getting worse over time. I know that. I know how frustrating it can be. First, there's the frustration of losing your hearing and being in complete denial about it. Maybe you thought people were mumbling. Maybe you thought people were not speaking loud enough. Perhaps you were thinking you were not sitting in the right spot in a movie theater or in a lecture or in a meeting. And it's frustrating because others around you are having no problem. And the more you recognize that your hearing loss is affecting your situation, it can be somewhat depressing. It can be somewhat isolating. Once I got my hearing aids, I actually felt more isolated. I felt that certain circumstances, whether it's a restaurant or a bar or concert or even being in the wind, the blowing of the wind through my hair would cause certain sounds I wasn't used to. It was isolating because I stopped wanting to do things that I used to normally do all the time. Water sports. Every time I think about going near the water now, I contemplate, well, how is this gonna work? If I take out my hearing aids, I'm not gonna hear anybody. If I leave them in, I risk getting them wet and having them be without hearing for a while, and that's scary. I stopped kind of hiking altogether with other people. I like hiking with my dog. She's right over here, and she's wonderful, but I stopped hiking with others, mostly those that I didn't know well. If people were doing a hike after work or as a team bonding or something of that nature, I tried to avoid it because I knew if they were in front of me and their backs were to me and they were walking up the trail, I wouldn't be able to hear anyone. And then I knew if they were behind me, I would maybe make out what the person right behind me was saying, but not like 3 people back. I had to come to terms with dealing with that insecurity, as well as feeling isolated and realizing that was all self-imposed. The more open I was with people about my hearing, the easier circumstances became. If you're like me, you also probably grieved a little when you first learned you were having hearing loss. I always knew that was a chance with me since it is hereditary, but when I was 36 and was told, yes, you for sure are losing tones and would benefit from a hearing aid, I just was like, no, this is not happening. In navigating that kind of environment and being that age and feeling like an outsider when nobody else is in that situation was really, really hard. I won't lie. I cried. I cried many times. I wore my hair down nonstop. Now I'm trying to wear my hair up more. Then I also became angry at myself, like, why me? I did the whole, this is not fair. I shouldn't have to deal with this. I was angry when other people weren't speaking clearly, when they knew I was having a hearing problem. I would be frustrated and angry when I was overwhelmed in certain circumstances with the amount of sound happening around me and how my hearing aids were amplifying everything. So I understand it if you're going through all of these kinds of situations. If you're new to hearing aids, even if you're not new to hearing aids, every time you change your hearing aids or you get tested and you find out maybe another tone is lost or maybe things are getting worse, it gets frustrating. And I just want to recognize that it's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be sad. I think that we don't need to pretend like, oh, everything's fine, because it's a whole new learning curve of how to deal with life, what to do, how to deal with problems with your hearing aids, how to deal with sleeping and not being able to hear anything when you have them out. So anyway, I just wanted to do this quick video and just tell you that feel all the feels. Feel all the feelings that you have with the emotions of having them. I will do another video on the benefits of having hearing aids. I know some people have such severe hearing loss. It's not always an option. So those of us that do benefit from hearing aids and hearing devices, we are very fortunate in this world. I appreciate all of the feedback. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone in your family or your friend circle or people you might know who benefits from hearing somebody else who's going through what they're going through. A disclaimer, I am not a doctor. I am not an ENT. I am not an audiologist. I'm just somebody who understands what it's like to go through hearing impairment and dealing with the changes that happen around your world with that.